Good morning, everyone. Welcome for Monday morning yoga. Let's see if I can set my computer right this morning. Kind of. There we go. So, let's start with some sun salutations. So, standing nice and tall on top of your mats. Leave a little bit of space at the front of the mat. Take a deep breath out, letting go of all the stress, all the tensions in your body, sinking your feet into the ground. And as you inhale, feel the energy rising through the earth, through your feet and legs, along your spine, throughout all of your head and into the crown of your head. Start feeling that with the exhale, the abdomen draws in and the body becomes stronger. As you inhale, the chest rises and you feel lighter. We're going to inhale, rise the hands to the side, all the way up. Exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Bring your fingertips like a good bit in front of your feet. And let's inhale, stretch your spine, stretch your hips back. As you exhale, bring your hands to the mat and drop your back knee. Inhale, come up on the fingertips or hands on your knees. Exhale, step back into a plank. Drop your knees, arch your back, elbows in, chest down, resisting with the hands. As we inhale, lengthen forward with the chest, back with the toes, right, look up. Exhale, press into your hands, push back into a downward dog. Let's take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Bend right knee and let the left heel come down, and then bend the left knee to push the right heel back. One after the other. Keep drawing your chest toward your thighs. And at the same time, engaging the lower ribs so that they're coming towards the front of your hips. Lengthening your whole back. And come into a static downward dog. Deep exhale here, navel drawing all the way towards the spine. As we inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, draw the knee towards your chest. And let the foot come all the way between your hands. Inhale into a deep lunge. Exhaling into a forward bend. Inhaling, pressing into your feet, reaching both hands up. Exhaling, slide your hands down the center line. Inhale, stretch all the way. Exhale, fold forwards, hands in front of your feet. Inhale, straighten your back. Push your hips back, head forward. Exhale, hands down, left leg back. Inhale, expand into the lunge. Exhale into a plank. Dropping the knees, all in one exhale, chest coming down. Inhale, lengthening toes back, chest forward. Exhale, draw the navel in as you push the hips all the way back. One deep breath in downward dog. Exhale, navel in. Inhale, lengthen the hips away from the wrist. The next inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest and your foot forward. Inhale, expand. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way. Exhale, slide the hands down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Hands forward at the feet. Inhale, straight back, coming up to the fingertips. Maybe leaning on the fingers a little bit, lifting the hips. Exhale, right leg back. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, left leg back. Plank, dropping the knees, dropping the chest. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, upward dog. Downward dog, sorry. Inhale, the right leg back. Exhale, the foot forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, all the way up, arms out to the side, looking at your thumbs. Exhale, slide your hands down the center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale on the fingertips, straight back. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, look forward, lunge. Exhale, plank. Calming down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, the left foot back. Exhale, lower left foot forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands down the center line. Now, let's deconstruct those movements. And we're going to stay a few times, a few breaths in each of them. But first we're going to start in Samasthiti and try and use your sun salutations at the start of the yoga practice to notice what your body needs most. So with the first position, we set our feet, set our pelvis and our rib cage to find as much length as we can between the hips and the ribs at the front and at the back of the body. So they both move, they can tilt back or forth, both the hips and the ribs. So find the alignment that keeps them stable, and same thing with the head. You make a yes movement with your head without moving everything else. Find a place where the tilt of your head is just balance. And now you're just going to keep this, and we're going to inhale, move nothing but the arms, reach the hands until the palms touch. Exhale, bring the hands down. So we're doing just the arms for now. Inhale up. Exhale down. And without moving the head, the pelvis, or the ribs, you might expand at the end of the inhale. So inhaling, press into your feet, firm your legs, stay in the upright position with your head looking straight forward, and really inhaling, making the fingertips move away from the base of the heels. Exhaling, softening. And see if you can distribute the length through the whole body. So you're not just reaching your shoulders up, you're expanding your spine, you're firming your legs. And on the exhale then, we're going to soften the knees and reach forward with the hands. I will reach back with the hips until the fingertips come to the floor, the mat at the front of our feet. And then inhale, we're going to straighten the arms and the back. And then if it happens, we can also straighten the legs, but if it doesn't, then the legs stay bent as long as the arms and the body is straight. And as we're breathing here, we might shift the weight ever so slightly onto the fingertips. So you can take more space between your hands and your feet if you need to, or you can also put your hands on the support. You could even put your hands on something as high as a coffee table if that helps. So we're going to inhale here, exhale, fold deeply, soften the knees, and then with the inhale, open the arms to shoulder level, straighten your back, lengthen your back, come up, and then reach the arms up. And exhale, slide the hands in front of your face, in front of your chest, all the way back
to Samastiti, to mountain pose. And we'll start again. So inhale, reaching the hands up. We can stay for an exhale here, and then just inhale, tilt the head to look at the thumbs. Then exhale, bring your head back forward. Expand forward, straight back, hips, 2 finger toes, or 2 fingers, tips. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shifting the weight forward onto the toes and the fingers. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open your arms like a bird or a plane. Push into your feet all the way up. Exhale, hands head forward, hands down. One more time. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, soften with the hands up. Inhale, only tilt the head to look at the thumbs. Exhale, reach forward, straight back, hips to fingertips until we reach all the way down, crown of the head heavy. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the back. Exhale, squeeze your tummy in, fold deeply. Inhale, open your arms, shoulder level, press into your feet, go all the way up. Look up. Exhale, straighten your head. Bring your hands down. Inhale, all the way up. Lift the head only at the end of the inhale. Exhale, head first, back between the arms, lengthening, and all the way down. Inhale, straight back, straight arms. And exhale, this time let's step into a plank. So let's breathe into a plank. You can drop your knees, but really lift your tummy. Press equally to the 4 corners of your hands. Keep your fingertips active. Feel the hip building. If you get really tired in plank, squeeze your belly up, drop one knee. Exhale, inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, drop the other knee as you squeeze the belly up. And inhale, lift. Let's exhale the left knee down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, lift. Take one deep inhale. Exhale, come down towards the floor. So you're going to poke the hips up. Draw the elbows towards the ribs. Resist with your hands as you bring your chest down and your chin down. So you're arching the back and arching the neck. And then on the cobra, you point your feet. You slide your chest forward. And you expand first, reaching back. So we can stay here for a few breaths. Keep your face just hovering over the floor. Engage the front of your body. Hips reaching down for the ground. Toes reaching really far back. Legs firm. Crown of the head reaching forward. And no weight in the arms for now. As you inhale, you might lift the chest by contracting the muscles of your back. Maybe reaching your hands all the way back with your palm facing up. And you're going to do the same thing with the arms that you're doing with the fingers, with the toes. So reaching the fingers as far back as you can. Relax the neck. If it's too much to look forward, look just down on the floor in front of you. Feel the back of your body working. If you want to take a rest, you take a rest. If you've got strength, let's see if we can inhale the right leg up and the left arm up. So a couple of inches away from the floor, they go up and they expand backwards. As we exhale, we bring them down and we lift the left leg up and the right hand up. Exhale down. Opposite side. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale down. Inhale. And exhale down.
So at any stage, if that becomes too much, just rest your head on your arms and relax your body down. If you feel good, see if you can lift both hands and both feet and stay up. And keep thinking about reaching back with your toes, reaching forward with your chest, reaching back with your arms, expanding through your back rather than crunching and arching the back up. Let's exhale, bring your hands by your chest. Keep your knees together. Let's push back into a child pose. So reaching the hips onto the heels, crown of the head onto the floor, hands forward. Really soften your breath, soften your belly, and soften all of your back. Relax your neck and let the weight of your head onto the mat. We do a couple of shoulder stretches. So coming back to hands and knees, pretty much with your hands a little more forward maybe. We're going to inhale to the center and we're going to look for a twist as much as a shoulder stretch. So I'm going to keep my right arm straight first. As I exhale, I'm going to move my left arm under. I'm going to try and bring my left shoulder under my right shoulder as I bend my elbow. And then I'm just going to inhale straight away, push into that right arm. And on the exhale, to the other side. So breathe slowly, inhaling, coming to center, setting yourself balance in the center. As you exhale, feel the shoulder stretch and the twist. Let's do it one more each time. Keep the weight balance into your knees, into your feet. There shouldn't be much movement from your toes to your hips. And the next time you're extending the left arms, you might stay here and breathe. So as you're breathing, feel your legs. Keep them nice and steady. And feel your spine. And see if you can inhale, expand the spine from the tailbone to the top of your neck. Exhale, soften the midsection of your body. Let the left hand come a little more across maybe and resist with the right hand against the floor to bring the shoulders to be over each other. Neck is relaxed. Head is not too heavy on the ground. Next, exhale or inhale, press into the left hand, come back to center. Take a breath into center to find the balance between both sides of your body, the alignment of your spine. Take a deep inhale here, and on an exhale, moving to the other side, sliding the right hand across until the right shoulder is under the left shoulder. Keep a little pressure into the left hand. Opening the chest to the side, softening the midsection of the body. Hips and legs steady. Notice the difference between this side and the previous side. Slow your breath down and notice where you can expand the body. Maybe in the shoulders, maybe in the ribs. If there's any tension that you can let go of. On an inhale, press into the left hand, come back, set your hands back. Tuck your toes under and press back into a downward dog. Breathing into your downward dog. Expand from the base of your fingers to the back of your hips. Engage your core like in plank. Keep your head in between your shoulders. We're gonna inhale, stretch your right leg back. And take a few breaths here, so really reaching back with the legs, trying to take the weight away from the hands. And trying to keep engaging your core, so don't let yourself sag in between the arms. Keep the left leg nice and strong, but at the same time relaxing what you can. And then on an exhale, you're going to keep your shape. Just bring your right knee towards your nose. Let your left toe hang down towards the floor. Inhale, set the right leg back down. Come back into a downward dog. Breathe here. And on the next inhale, stretch the left leg up. So again, keeping the shape, keeping the engagement of the front of the body. Now try and get the sense of alignment from the base of your fingers to your wrist, elbows, shoulders, rib cage, hips, and all the way along the left leg into the toes. On an exhale, keep your shape and bring your left knee towards your nose. Let the left toes just hang over the floor. Inhale, come back into downward dog. Exhale, come into a plank. And let's step down onto the forearms. So you keep your forearms parallel in front of you, or if it's easier, you might interlock your fingers. But try and balance the weight between the elbows and the wrists, so it's not all into your wrists. Look down to the front of your body, lift your hips, engage your core. And on an exhale, bring your left arm across so that your left hand comes to your right elbow. And come over onto the left side. So you're lifting the hips off the ground. You can bring your right hand arm on top of your side. And if you're steady, bring the right foot on top. If you can breathe here, maybe extending the right hand all the way up and lifting up to that right hand. If you need support, you can bend the right knee and bring it across, or drop the left knee onto the ground. In an exhale with control, place your elbow back where your right hand is and switch over to the right side. So feet staggered on top of each other. Looking down first, lifting your hips, your body as much as you can from the floor. Right, left arm this time on the side of your body. Inhale, reach your left arm up and reach up with the hips. Stay here for another few breaths, or take a break anytime you need. Don't sink into that bottom arm. Let your head, your neck come away from the shoulder. Lift up. On an exhale, with control, bring your elbow back to where your right hand is. Set your forearms back and push your hips up for like a downward dog shape. Bring your head more between your arms. And let's take a dolphin pose. So you're expanding this time from the elbows to the back of the hips. You're pushing away Make space for your head. Try and soften your knees. Really opening the shoulders here. And on an exhale, drop your knees. Drop your head down. Bring your arms around with your palms facing up, hands by your feet. And take a well-deserved rest into child pose. Notice your breath, how long it takes for your breath to soften. Notice your heart rate and see if you can slow it down. Notice the tensions along the body, if there is any, maybe in the face, the sides of the neck or the shoulders, or the lower back, or in the hips or knees, wherever it is. Try to let it go. And slowly bring your hands back forward. With an inhale, press back up, come to kneeling. And for the next one, we'll try the first option. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. I'll give you a second option in a minute. So we're going to stay kneeling. If it's really hard on your knees, you can bend over your mat and have a triple layer to bring underneath the kneecaps. Bring your hands on your hips, so really feeling the back of the hip bones. And then look down at the front of your body and really lengthening the front of the hips. So with your hands, you might gently encourage your pelvis to tilt, but without collapsing in your lower back. And you can have the fingertips pointing down and the elbows pointing all the way back. So taking a few breaths, trying to see the space between your knees. Your knees are hip distance apart. Lengthening the front of the body. First focusing on the hips. And then on the upper body. And we want to lengthen the front of the body without collapsing the back of the body. And we're also using this as a shoulder stretch as the elbows move back and the hands gently press forward. I'm going to keep inhaling, lifting your chest. First drawing your chin back towards your throat. And then if it feels good, slowly look up towards the ceiling. So you're supporting the back. The arms are still strong. Palms of the hands are on the top of your hips. And you're expanding your lower back as you're stretching your body forward. And you feel the stretch in the front of the hips. And if it's too much on the neck, you can keep your head facing forward. If you feel it on the wrist, maybe change your hands around. And if you're there, then you might try and reach one heel with the right hands. And you want to really tilt. So remember when we're doing the back bend, the bridge pose. So we're pushing the tailbone towards the knees rather than towards the heels. So it's that tilt of the pelvis. Now we're going to inhale, come back to center. And on an exhale, see if we can touch the left heel with the left hand. And if it's too much for you, just keep the gentle back bend, keep looking down towards the front of your body. Be really aware of your lower back. You might do one arm at a time again, or try
to take both feet and expand this way, keeping the thighs from moving apart. To come back, bring your knees towards your chest with one hand and the other hand to your back, and slowly sit back on your heels. Bring your hands to your thighs and breathe here. Resetting your spine. Slowly coming back to hands and knees. Setting the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You're going to exhale slowly round your spine. Drop your navel in, or drop your navel towards your spine. And inhale, take the reverse position. Sit bones and face up. Spine comes like an arch between the shoulders and hips. Exhale, push back. So moving with your breath. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding. Try and keep your legs and your arms really steady. And you might feel the movement in the hip joints and in the shoulder joints as the body move around the arms and the legs. One more inhale. Exhale, rounding. And next inhale, coming to tabletop. Swing your legs to one side and come to sitting. So we're going to sit with our legs in front of us first. Hold on underneath your legs and find a nice upright sit position. So you might, if you don't really know what upright is, you might let yourself round and feel that you can rest on the back of your sacrum, on the tailbone, and then you can bring yourself really forward and be more to the front of the sitting bones. And you can do this like a cat and cow breath. Inhaling, reaching the chest up, maybe arching too much. Exhaling, rounding. And maybe refining that movement, so not moving so much between each breath in and breath out, so that you can feel the part where your sit bones are just resting. Your shoulders are relaxed and your body is upright. And you can use your arms to keep you in that position. So you're breathing, really lengthening up. Make sure your neck is relaxed. If you look down the front of your body, you should feel that you're aligned, hips, ribs, and head. Then let's keep hold of the left leg and extend the right leg. And see if you can maybe bring the right leg a little closer, interlock your fingers, keep yourself upright. Just soften the right leg, making circle with the ankles that come all the way to the thigh bone. So your knees going in the same direction as your toe. And you're trying to face the knee and the toe as far out and as far in. And feel the rotation of the leg inside your hip joint. And at the same time, sitting nice and tall, using your arms with as little effort from the shoulders as you can. And then let's straighten that right leg. See if you can extend through the heel and extend through from the hip to the heel and from the sit bones to the crown of the head. Then you're going to exhale, turn your knee and your toe out to the side. Keep hold of your left leg strongly anchored into the ground and swing that right leg open.
as far as it goes. Soften the knees if you need to, and breathe here, keeping everything else upright. And then see if you can bend, just bending the right knee. So bringing the left foot towards the center line. And depending on how open your hip is, your foot is going to be quite far from your hips or quite close. You're trying to keep all of that spine open. And maybe you can adjust the left leg so that you can place the right foot against the base of the left foot. And now see if you can change your right hand towards the right shin. Sorry. Breathe here. See if you can relax. Let the left leg go without it moving. And then press the left hand inside. And maybe you need to shuffle a little bit the left thigh away to make space for your body to turn in. And you're slowly going to turn your body to face that right leg. Bringing the right fingertips behind. And coming back to that idea of a straight alignment between the hips, the ribs, and the head. But this time we're twisting. So if you need to lean back, then that's okay. But keep that idea of like not collapsing between the hips and the ribs. And try to keep your shoulders aligned with your ribs. So you don't want to have your shoulder too far forward or too far back. You want it to be like if you were putting a skewer from one shoulder through your ribs, through your collarbones to the other, you want to be quite aligned. And then exhale, slowly turn back. And you're going to be just inside that left leg. You're going to bring your hands onto your right shin. Inhale, lengthen yourself forward. And exhale, see if you can come a little more forward over the bent right leg. So with the inhale, you're lengthening. With the exhale, you're softening. You can breathe here. If you're quite flexible, the next option, I'll just show you from this side, is as I'm leaning forward, I might lift my left hip from the ground, let my right thigh come down, and then I'm going to bring my left arm across around my left hand and bring the hand back towards the hip. So this can be quite, you want your thigh to be very far towards the side of your body already. Don't, like, you can put a lot of torque in your shoulder if your thigh isn't far enough. So don't force the shoulder. If it's happening, then maybe you're here. And if your hands reach all the way back to your hip, then maybe you can reach and grab with the right hand on the other side. And if you're not there, you can be upright and you can just be in between both thighs. I'll show you from the front. Leaning, so lifting the left hip, leaning onto the left foot and onto the right hip, and maybe just coming to, like, with an idea that, like, you could bring yourself to come up from this position. And on an exhale, push back to center, bring both knees back to the center, and bring them just far enough that you can keep that upright position. So I'll just do it facing you this time. We'll do the other leg. So once you're nice and tall and balanced and breathing, keep hold of the right leg. Extend the left leg, do some circle going from the foot all the way to the knee. You see my foot in the screen. So whichever leg you've done before, just do the other leg, right? So first we're doing big circle, and we want to feel the rotation of the hip bone of the thigh into the hip bone. And at the same time, we're not sagging into our lower backs, so we're using the hands to keep ourselves upright. And extend. So really drawing the left leg down towards the ground, from the heel to the back of the knee, back of the calf, back of the thigh, sit bone, and then feeling the sit bones pressing down and lifting all the way along your spine. On an exhale, turn your toes and your knees out and open your leg as wide as it goes. Shuffling here, taking a couple of breaths, noticing what happens. And then bending the left knee, bringing the right foot level with the left foot. See if we can find a comfortable position here. So already you can lift the right hip if you need to, if that helps getting the left hip to open a little bit. Just find what works for your body, what brings the least tension. Maybe scooping the body from inside the thigh, so opening the right thigh to let your chest come out to the side, releasing the hands and bringing the hands onto the left hip, the left shin. So maybe both hands. So I'll do this one from the side. And it's, when you're doing the butterfly pose, it's not very different, but it's reaching different parts of your inner hips. So you're gonna bring yourself forward, like holding onto the shin. And breathing deeply. If you're reaching forward, don't reach forward with your head, reach forward with your heart, and keep your head level with your heart. Exhale, come back to standing upright. Hold the left shin with the right hand, and bring the left hand behind you. We come into a twist. So noticing the alignment, lengthening, opening the shoulders, relaxing the neck, relaxing the hips. Find a point of contact between your body and the ground. And you can push yourself off the ground gently. Notice how much more balance and stability it gives you. You're just pressing your sit bones, the sole of your foot, the fingertip, and you're pressing down, but you're reaching yourself up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come forward. And this time, lifting the right hip up and reaching forward. So as far as you can, trying to breathe and feel how that works for your hips. And if you're quite far forward, if your knee is level with your shoulders, then maybe wrap the arm around the shoulders, this side. So I'm reaching forward. I do put weight into this foot, look, so it's that same idea that if I needed to, I'd get back up. So that foot is ready to go. I exhale, I bring myself as much inside my thigh as I can, and then I turn my arm all the way until my hand is back towards my hip. And like you might need to arrange the flesh of your upper body. And if it's there, then you can hold on to wrap around the left arm behind your body
and wrap around. And keep leaning forward. Keep expanding through your spine. Breathe. On an exhale, slowly release. Bring yourself back to sitting. Feet in front of you. Hands in front of you. Reaching yourself really tall and keeping your fingertips really close to the floor. So you're using the stickiness of your mat to hold yourself up. And then you're going to bring your knees up without bending your upper body. So let's try that again. So we're down here, the feet are flat on the floor. My body is as upright as I can, from my hips to my ribs to my head. And I'm leaning back as much as I can, but I'm gripping the floor with my fingertips. You could grip with your whole hands if you wanted, but I find it easier with the fingertips. Legs nice and tall together. You can take a deep inhale here, lengthening the spine. As we exhale, we're going to just bring the knees to the chest. Now, if this is good, we can stay here. If we feel stable, we can try and lift the feet so that they're level with the knee. And maybe bring one hand up and the other hand up. And straighten one leg and the other leg. So we're making a triangle shape with the body. Extending through the legs, extending through the spine, relaxing the head, extending through the arms. Exhale, bring your knees to your chest, don't drop your feet. Make yourself into a little bowl. And then extend your legs, come down onto your backs. So next pose we're going to take is shoulder stand. If you have any issue with your neck, then you might just try and take a leg up the wall instead. So either just lift your legs up and support them with your hands, or bring your mat over to a wall, a sofa, anything that you can just lean your legs on, like your feet as high as they can be, and just relaxing the spine on the floor and really relaxing all of the upper body. And that's a really good option to take if that's what you feel like today. If you want to attempt the shoulder stand, then you lie down on your back. You feel already the shoulders into the ground. And you're going to press your hands, your arms into the ground. Roll your hips up and support the hips with the fingertips. And then before you extend your legs, you're going to walk your elbows as close to each other behind you as you can. And then think about, walking the shoulders in front of you. And think about bringing the hips over the shoulders and the knees over the hips before you try and extend the feet up. So notice where the weight is. Don't let everything sink into your head. It takes a lot of practice to bring the cervical spine to support the weight of your body. So don't be impatient. Only stay there for as long as it feels good for your body. And if you've attempted it and you had it and it felt good, then just come out of it before it becomes too much and take the leg up version.
If you're in it, keep your legs together and think about your standing pose, your Samastiti. So you're trying to get that alignment in your body. You're strong, you're reaching up, pushing yourself from the shoulders to the toes. And at the same time, really relaxed. So the inner body is working to keep your shape, the outer body is relaxed. And to come out, you're going to soften your knees and slowly supporting your back. Come down with control all the way back onto the ground. So if you're just doing legs up, you can come down as well. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take a deep inhale here, open your thighs, lift your chest. As you exhale, draw your navel towards the floor, draw your chin to your chest, and come support yourself on your forearms. Hands underneath your hips. You're going to take an inhale, open the space between the body and the arms. And as we exhale, let the head hang behind, maybe reaching to get the crown of the head onto the floor. And breathe here. And if you keep your mouth closed, you can really feel a nice stretch along the front of your throat. If you look up all the way to the floor, the space just behind your forehead, you might feel a gentle stretch on the skin of your face too. So keep feeling the expansion when you breathe in. Don't sink into the elbows, reach the forearms into the ground. Let the thighs relax out. On an exhale, slowly lift your head up, bring your chin back to your throat. Close your knees, rest back onto your back. And just take a breath, noticing any changes around your neck, around your shoulders, at any level. We're going to take a happy baby pose to finish up. So bringing the right knee to your chest, holding underneath the knee. And do the same thing with the left knee. Feet towards the ceiling, but knees towards the shoulders. So thighs out to the side of your body. So take a few breaths here, holding behind the knees first and really letting your upper body relax into the ground. Make sure that you're not reaching your chin forward, the back of your neck is long, that the shoulders are relaxed onto the ground, that your hips are close to the ground as they go. And then if you have all of this nice and relaxed, if you don't, if this is already a struggle, then just stay here. Don't go to the next option. Stay here and breathe and relax as much as you can. See if you can hold onto your thighs with your elbows onto the ground so that your shoulders are really relaxed. But if everything is on the ground and you're relaxed, then slide your hands up your calves, maybe to your ankles, trying to keep the arms in front or outside the legs. And take a few breaths here, relaxing the hips, lengthening the back, feeling the gravity, so the weight of your body being attracted by the earth. Relax the tensions at the front of the body. And maybe stay here, or maybe come back to the previous version. Listen to your body. Or maybe bring your fingertips on the outer feet. And breathe here. You can play with your toes. Even if you're holding your legs, you can play with your toes. Maybe you can bring one hand to the inside and give yourself a little foot massage. This is what babies do, right? I mean, there's a few babies in the yoga group. Well, offsprings of the yogis, and it's so inspiring. If you have a baby and you don't have much time for yoga because you're a new mom and you've got plenty to do and you maybe don't feel like it, just look at them. Look how they learn how to move. Look how flexible they are. And just see if you can imitate them. Notice how they breathe. Notice what makes them laugh. And bring yourself back to that child state. And let's slowly relax. Bring the knees back to the chest. And bring them together. Hold them both. And gently roll from side to side or just stay static. Make yourself into a little bowl. Let your head on the floor, but maybe draw your chin towards your throat. And then we can take a twist if you like it. If you don't like it, you go straight into Shavasana. If you like an easy version of the twist, you can bring your feet back to the floor and on you open one leg down to the side. If you like a fuller version, keep your knees really close to your chest. Open your arms wide and let your knees come out to the side. Still close to your chest. See if you can rest the opposite shoulder onto the ground. And maybe you want to expand the top leg and let your hands reach for the foot. Look to the opposite side of the legs. Notice your breath. And if you want, you can try and slow the breath onto an even rhythm. So just do it if it feels natural and comfortable for you. If it doesn't, just breathe at your natural rhythm. And while we're in a twist, imagine you're breathing only onto the top side of your body. So if I'm twisting to the right with my legs on the right, I'm going to breathe onto the left side of my body. We're going to take a deep inhale together and a deep exhale. Now we're going to inhale for a count of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And come back to breathe normally. And slowly turn yourself in the same direction as your legs. So coming into a little fetus position on whichever side. It's my right side, it might be the other side for you. Then you're going to bring the top leg to your chest and use your arm to open that leg towards the ceiling. Turn your head with it and let the rest of your body follow. Come back to center. Open your arms wide again. Now move your legs onto the other side. And if it works for you, we'll do the breathing onto this side. So set yourself comfortably. Deep inhale with me and a deep exhale. And we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax your breath. And slowly with an exhale, turn yourself back towards your legs. Bring your top leg to your chest. Hold it and drag it towards the ceiling. Come back onto your back. And let yourself slide down into Shavasana. And you might like to put your hands on your belly and on your heart, or either or both. Relax your legs, relax the shoulders, relax your head. Everything resting onto the ground. And breathe into the hand that's on your belly. Without making any particular effort. Just notice the weight of your hand. And notice the rise and fall of the belly. Without pushing the breath, without contracting the muscles. Every time you exhale, you might let the feeling of relaxation move down from your hands, through your belly, into your lower back. And slowly, body part by body part, through the hips, the buttocks and the legs. Using your own breath and your own rhythm. To give particular attention to all the parts from your navel to the skin of your toes. Remember to be kind. The first principle of yoga philosophy is to do no harm. We apply this in the physical practice when we're taking poses. We know to listen to the body, to listen to pain, to discomfort, and not to force it. But in relaxation too, when we're relaxing the body, when we're noticing the effects of the practice, we want to send positive thoughts to the body parts. In no way feeling that any part of us isn't enough, or isn't doing enough, or isn't strong or flexible enough. It's rather the opposite. Every part of us is present, is supporting us. And when we practice and we discover limits in our own body, we don't let them define who we are. We accept them. We accept that everything is changing. And we send gratitude for what we can do. And then you might bring your awareness to your heart. And if maybe bring a hand over your heart, maybe it's already there. Notice the movement of the breath under your hands, around your heart, into your chest. Maybe notice different rhythm between the hand on the tummy and the hand on the chest. Is one more pronounced than the other? Let them be the way they are. Notice with every movement of your chest where you can feel the breath. How far into your hands, how far into your back, into your collarbones and your neck. Let every breath move down, circulate to the shoulders and arms, sides of the neck, the back of the body. You might even feel some energy into the palms of your hands and your fingers. Notice if it feels that the energy is circulating within your body, or if it's expanding outside of your body through your contact with the earth, your contact with the air, without wanting it to be one way or another. Without putting too many words on it. Letting your imagination open up. And you might slowly, if you like, you can just imagine you're doing it, or you can bring your hands and clap your face into your hands. With your fingers
Come to the edge of your face. You can let as much weight into your hands as you like, or just keep them slightly hovering. And that is the weight of the fingertips. Maybe gently moving the skin of your face with your fingertips, finding the place that touches the most comfortable. Maybe you want to slide your hands all over to your scalp and the top of your hands. Moving really slowly and with awareness. That is the energy between your hand and your head. Using sense of gentleness and soothing. Letting any thoughts, any worries, any tensions of the mind be eased by the gentle power of the hands. And slowly relax your arms. Bring them back outside your body. And just breathe from your face to the palms of your hands, to the tips of your toes, and all parts in between. Find yourself whole, comfortable, and full of love for yourself and others. In your own time, slowly come out of Shavasana. Make your way back to sitting. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Noticing the change in the body as we're upright again. And rubbing your hands, getting all that wonderful energy into our palms. Bringing it to our face, our shoulders, beautiful hearts, hips, knees, and feet. And back to your heart. Namaste. Thank you for coming to practice this morning.
I hope you had a good time and have a beautiful week. See you on Thursday.